Hey guys, this is Mel, and I am back to talk about Supernatural episode 1209, titled First Blood, which premiered Thursday, January 26, 2017 on the CW. And this marks the 250th episode for Supernatural, guys. I'm so excited to talk about it. It's actually 10 minutes after the episode is finished for me that I'm recording this for. So just to give you a little indicator as to how excited I am to talk about this episode with you guys. Also, we are 2 days late for Dean's birthday, January 24th, so happy belated birthday for Dean Winchester, the character we all love from the show. So before we get right into it, guys, quick reminder, spoiler alert, a very huge spoiler alert. I'm going to do things a little differently with this video in regards to not summarizing as much as I did previously, but because of that, I really hope you watch the episode before hearing about what I thought of the episode, because I'm telling you right now, you really need to go watch the episode first. I really cannot do it justice on how epically awesome this one was. So also with that, the 3 rules I've been stating this year with my videos, they're on screen right now as a quick reminder to cut down on time and everything. But with that said, let's start with the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what has happened. So timeline-wise, we kind of still pick off of where 6 hours after the assassination attempt on the president, and then you kind of see the Winchesters being booked and everything into this secret government black site, and then it spans to what has happened to them and everyone else in the last 6 weeks, 2 days, and 10 hours until their escape, essentially at that time. So roughly basically the amount of time that they were spent in lockup is pretty much how long our hiatus was for the winter was, to kind of give you a bit of an idea. So episode reminders, the fact that Sam and Dean were escaping from a government facility that was holding them prisoner. So that is that as well. In regards to the episode breakdown, pretty much it's, as I said, the reminder is solely on Sam and Dean's escape. So a lot of the episode is just them and how they deal with it, like them making a deal with Billy, making a deal where they can't break out of it because of cosmic consequences. And then you also get what Castiel and Mary are trying to do to find Sam and Dean, and then you see Crowley refusing to help them, and then you see them also getting the help from Mick and Mr. Ketch from the British Men of Letters as well. So end of tally, by the end of the episode, we see Castiel killing Billy to save the Winchesters from their cosmic deal that they made. And then we also see that Mr. Ketch had killed everyone who knew about the Winchesters' assassination attempt. Only a few people who were actually on site or directly involved were the ones who knew about them. So once they're all dead, no, it was as if the assassination attempt never happened, since the president himself doesn't remember anything until just before Lucifer took possession of him. And I guess Kelly is in the wind, so don't know if she would be considered someone who knew about the assassination attempt, or since she knows the truth, it's not going to matter. All right, so let's move on to the most shocking moment of the episode. For me, it definitely has to be the fact that Castiel purposely broke the cosmic deal by killing Billy. And I was just like, I was completely surprised. You're already on an emotional high in that moment because Mary is so close to sacrificing herself for her sons, and then you just see Castiel kill Billy. It's just like, oh my god, what the hell just happened? We were just told how much they can't back out of this deal, how much they need to do it since it was a blood deal and all that stuff, and then he just broke it like that, and then his CM explanation is like, I was so blown away. So let's just move on right to the top 3 favorite moments. I'll actually continue with what I was saying. I only have the 2, but these 2 are like really up there. So like Castiel saving the Winchesters from Billy, the whole fact that Mary was going to make the sacrifice for her boys. I really like the fact that we finally got an explanation of how it was they ended up being dead and then not dead. So it was great to see that happen. And then I was really curious who it was going to be between Sam and Dean. Which one was actually going to go with Billy and walk out of it. But then obviously Mary's there, so she's going to sacrifice herself for her sons despite their arguments. But in the end, Castiel kills the Reaper. He kills Billy, and his explanation for it was so powerful. It was the idea of any Winchester not being there was like something he didn't want to comprehend. I even wrote the quote down. He says that, "I will not let you die. I won't let any one of you die. You mean too much to me, to everything." So it was just to see how passionate Castiel got when he said that, when he looked at each of the three Winchesters, because in this episode, I guess it truly showed from Castiel's point of view how valuable the Winchesters are. So it wasn't that because they're playing all because of their big involvement in like the big fights and anything. They're pretty crucial in that fact too. But even as something as simple as a simple hunt, we get from Castiel's perspective on how important Sam and Dean are, because Castiel tried to do a hunt by himself, but he admitted that he failed. Three other women had died from the hunt because he couldn't find the vampire behind it. He didn't even get close to them. He left town and ran because he couldn't complete the task. Something that Sam and Dean does on a regular basis. They do it from start to finish. They save people's lives, and even from that small level, something as small as that case, they're able to save people after because they do that. So in this episode, you truly see Castiel really wrapping his head around the fact that Sam and Dean aren't just needed for the big fights like they tend to find themselves in, but they are needed for the little ones too, to help save the world one person at a time type thing. So it was just really great how strongly we got to see him react like that. And we also find with Mary, she offers to go back and do the hunt for Castiel because she couldn't stay away. She ends up taking a few more hunts. She helps Alicia, who called asking for Dean's help on a case that ended up going sideways for them. So it was that was great. But moving on to my absolute favorite moment of the episode, sorry about that, was the fact that we got to see Sam and Dean being escaped convicts. Now, it's not the fact that, okay, if they weren't Sam and Dean and they were just these like people of regular life, you'd be pretty scared for them. But the fact that we know the legends of the Winchesters, we know their motivations, we know their skill sets. What I really loved about this episode is the fact we finally got to see it used, not in a supernatural capacity. We got to see how smart they are, how they were able to turn the situation around into their favor, how they managed to do it without killing anybody. You got to be clear on that. They didn't kill. They made sure everyone, if they had to be injured, it was in a way that they could recover from it. So it was just complete badassery. It was totally amazing to see them in action for once. We got to see how they didn't break, first off, when they were in the cells, even though they admitted later on that it was worse than their time in hell. The fact that it didn't break, because technically they've endured worse, but apparently nothing could compare to that, which I don't get. But because of that, and then when they're actually on the run, we actually see their tracking skills, how they're able to deal with hand-to-hand combat, close quarters, making use of what little they had into their favor. I absolutely love that. And when Dean was talking in the walkie-talkie to the Secret Service agent guy, and the guy was just threatening him, talking to him, says like, "You're not getting out of this," or anything like that. And when Dean said this quote, "We're not trapped out here with you. You're trapped out here with us," I got goosebumps on my arm. It's like, yes, you do not fuck with the Winchesters and expect to go away unscathed. I was thinking that so hard, and I was just amazed at just what we got to see in this episode. I absolutely loved it, for sure. Because of that, I absolutely have no peeves. So let's just skip right over that, and let's just go to what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode. Sam and Dean as prisoners. Yeah, it kind of sucked for them in their 6 weeks, but just their whole escape. How they managed to do it, how clever they were able to do it, I absolutely love that. It was kind of like, this is what we got in Folsom Prison Blues back in season 2. It's like, that was kind of the setup. And then this is how you would see Sam and Dean really do it if they actually had to stay in that prison for a longer time than was necessary. So there's that. Random questions though, guys. I really only have one though, but it's the fact that if the British men of letters leaves no witnesses, would they be considered the bad guys? I mean, technically in this episode, they killed all the soldiers today. Dean said that they left the soldiers alive because they were just doing what they were told. Like, they weren't evil or anything. They were just men doing what they've been trained to do, which is to protect the country. And yet, Mr. Ketch killed all of them. So, and the fact he killed all of them by himself is scarily impressive. But does that make their organization bad, or their branch of the organization bad? That has me wondering about that as well, though. But I just thought of another question, though. Billy mentioned cosmic consequences if Sam and Dean were to back out of their blood deal that they made with her. So now that Castiel broke it, what kind of consequences are we going to see? And I'm a little worried about that, though. But moving on, though, guys, to predictions. Based off the promo for 12-10, it looks like angels that Castiel served with are being killed. I'm thinking they're the same angels in his garrison, if they're still alive. And there's one redheaded woman with an eye patch that made me think of Charlie. I thought maybe it's possible if it's an angel that she might be her, but I don't think so. But based off the synopsis, though, for episode 12-10, it reads, Angels Among Us. Lily Sunder steeps herself in black magic, honing her powers for over a century, waiting to exact revenge on a band of angels that murdered her family. Sam and Dean must work quickly to stop Castiel from becoming her next victim. Oh, yikes. All right. So with that said, though, guys, I have no questions, no predictions about all that, though. I guess the next question would be, is Lucifer going to come up again or not? But good news, though, guys, and there's the timer. Why not end it there, though? But good news was that during the winter hiatus on January 8th, 2017, Supernatural was renewed for season 13. How awesome is that, guys? I am so excited that we get another season. That makes me wonder what else could the Winchesters possibly get their hands on or get themselves into. So I'm super excited to see that. And what the rest of the season has in store for us. So with that said, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, if you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news, all that stuff about any TV show I talk about, any TV show I like to watch is bound to be reblogged somewhere on my page. So go check that out if you want to have all that information in one spot and easily find. I'm hoping my blog's it for you, so go follow me there if you like. Also, my WordPress account is also attached to my Tumblr page. It's attached to this YouTube channel, so check that out. Everything I post online is connected to my WordPress, and it's a little bit more organized there, though, but hopefully you'll find everything you need, like my fanfiction stories, my Tumblr tag list, my YouTube playlist descriptions, my live journal, entry archives and all that stuff, which, speaking of, if you want a detailed recap of the episode, click on my live journal entry link down below. That will lead you to a detailed play-by-play of what happened in the episode, as well as my in-moment thoughts and opinions as I watch the episode for the first time, as I'm writing or jotting down what I pick up on. So check me out there if you like. That's about all I have to talk about. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you come back next week to hear what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wishing you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.